Flaming Rainbows, but after having watched a significant amount of game tape on them last night and earlier in the tournament, it's a fairly slow-paced, pick-oriented bunch pick sort of team in the European fashion. They slow down their game a lot, and they go to a lot of set pieces. On a map like Inferno that is very friendly and conducive to set piece usage, you can see that, and you're going to see that quite often. I think what we've got right now is a live pistol round. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. Tonight, in the bracketed phase of the Pro Placement Tournament, somebody is graduating to CEVO P or defending their spot in CEVO P, depending on how you like to interpret it. Let's look at the purchases. Some armor, some kits, some flashbangs, and a single decoy for the counter-terrorist force and for the T's. Decoys, armor, Glocks. No Tech 9s, no Tech 9 paint train.
Yeah, and I like these buys. You know, they got a kit in each of the sites, and they really spread it around nicely. Decoy on the CT, not really sure how that's going to be useful, but here comes the B take right now from the terrorists.
Pauly sees the first one and absolutely lays waste to Mo. He drops back after being gushed, and he'll stay by those spools, which are no longer pierceable. And then back left, A2Z at the new box is knocked out. Then suddenly a rain of kills. Arya and Nitro combined for 3. Disciple and Steno have to retake. Now just Disciple. The number 4 man is in the banana. He needs this shot, but it's not going well for him. At this point, you kind of wish you still had that CZ, don't you? As Disciple retreats, and this is almost surely a Flaming Rainbows pistol round win, which is so important on Inferno.
Yeah, you kind of do wish you still had that CZ. Are you still rocking that, by the way?
Of course.
All right, yeah, me too. I think it's still very good close-up. But yeah, I mean, that was a good take by the terrorists, Flaming Rainbows. They, you know, slowed it down, looked for any pushes that the CTs might have done, which they didn't, and then they just slowly and meticulously moved into B. Their flashes over were kind of standard and obviously easily flicked, but their aim made up for it. They were able to get the nice headshots, and even though the quick rotate came from the counter-terrorists, they still weren't able to defend the site.
Yeah, you can kind of tell that Flaming Rainbows wants to play in that Euro bunch pick style, but they can't. Not yet, because they don't have as much chemistry, so they'll have to improvise flashbangs. They'll have to throw things and be like, I think this is a good idea. I think this is where this flash should go. Let's work off of it. You're going to see some gaps, some unfamiliarity. More than likely, it's going to add for some extra entertainment value.
Yeah, I mean, when you see improvisation, then, I mean, it adds a little spice to it, and you don't just see, you know, standard set pieces, which obviously set pieces are fun to watch anyways, but, yeah, this is, you'll see some creative things happening from these guys.
A2Z went for the spray down with the CZ, but we know that the spray values of the CZ was really what was nerfed, not the initial accuracy. PTR, or Peter's the last one alive with his P250. He'll have to figure out a way to navigate around the map and probably save. You wouldn't think it, but now you take a close look at his purchases. He's got a kit and armor, so you don't want to be PTR right now.
Yeah, exactly. Kit, armor, P250. He's going to come up on a gun here, too. Oh, no!
He actually whiffed. I stared it down, like, in my mind's eye. Frame for frame, he put a shot right to the right of his head and a shot to the left of his head. 2 rounds for Flaming Rainbows.
Yeah, nothing's worse when you outline the opponent's head, and then you're just like, come on, game, give me something here. But yeah, that's really unfortunate for him. He had a lot of money invested into that round, and now that's going to set him back a little bit here going into the next round. I mean, we do know he likes to op. I don't think he'll be getting that unless he gets a bunch of kills and the round win coming up here.
I'd like to point out that there are no kills for Area 51 with the exception of Pauly's first shot in the pistol round, and continues to be a blank scorecard. Steno picks up Arya going back and forth, being very annoying with that USP, so maybe he heard me talking. 3 left for the CTs, 4 for the Ts, and they're in good position, but Peter knows. And he misses a golden opportunity, puts another shot to the right of his opponent's head in the same location. Lawson opens the door, gets it closed on his face, figures out the Disciple's back there, so just Steno left, and he'll be the last one alive on this last eco round.
Yeah, I mean, they got the 1 kill, but really didn't work out for him, and it was another good entries from Flaming Rainbows. They're just, I mean, right now they're just really on top of their aim, and they're hitting every shot that they've gone for, and Area 51 is struggling. Only 2 kills so far in the first 3 rounds. You expect a little bit more from that, from teams of this caliber.
Well, now it's time to see what they're made out of. With so few kills, look at the purchases. If you don't have your kills to back up your economy, it robs you of a utility nade. You can see it in the purchases. No flashbangs, nothing of the sort. That's why you have to take your eco rounds seriously.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, as a CT, I think I kind of prefer flashbangs more than smokes. I mean, the smokes, well, depends where you're playing. I guess B smokes are good because,
Smokes are a
well,
religion at B.
yeah, exactly. But at A, I mean, you could really just throw 'em mid and it kind of slows the terrace down a little bit, but that really doesn't do enough. I'd rather have the team flashes going. Um, but, you know, they went for the smokes, and I think, yeah, A2Z is actually playing Arch. So, yeah, one smoke at B. You play B mostly compared to me. Is that enough for those guys?
It depends on the timing of the round and depending on how much control you have over Banana. If you can keep vision on Banana for the first half of the round, milk the clock down to the 50-second mark, and then throw the smoke when you need to around the 30-second mark, it's plenty. But they had no B control, they had no Banana control, and Pauly was strafing back and forth, and Mo caught him. He did the exact opposite of what you probably should have done. There's two. Rush storms in, knocks down A2Z, and will assist his teammates in dropping this bomb right on top of this grill. This must be the single most valuable open air like wood fire grills or charcoal grills I have ever seen. Like why are you destroying this grill? This grill.
I don't know. It's a nice grill, but yeah.
Did did Machiavelli use the grill himself? Is that like is there historical sentimental value?
He might have.
This is crazy.
But back to Counter-Strike, we did just see, you know, what happens there when you don't have utility nades to slow down the terrorists at B. Mo just walked right in, got a clean pick, and then from there on out, it's only one person defending against 5. They just mowed him over and were able to get in the site no problem from there. And it looks like PTR and Steno, yeah, they did manage to at least save their guns that round, so they do have that going for them.
Now, I got on Area 51 for just a little bit just then when they tried to control B and then sort of failed to take the best advantage of their situation by not having vision on Banana, not fighting it for a second, and then dropping back to a secondary position. But really, it was a product of having no flashbangs, having no smokes. It was a forced hand that was a product of how poorly they played in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, and how you said that, you know, if you don't have the nades, then you have to kind of...
He never even saw him. Sorry, continue.
Sorry, you have to do the aggressive peek, get vision of Banana. They couldn't do that because they knew Mo would have an op, so they had to play the passive approach. So it was just a very tough situation for them to be in. But that's what happens when you don't get kills in your eco rounds.
And I'll tell you right now, looking at the purchases, you see Pauly, Peter, A2Z, Disciple with some ugly purchases. Area 51 is going to be crippled no matter what, up until maybe the 7th round, and that's really bad, a bad spot to be in if you're a CT.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose this round, they do have the losing bonus going for them. But I mean, if you look at their economy, most of them are down below $200, except for A2Z. So yeah, despite that, I mean, they're going to be hurting for a while until they go for a deliberate save, which they'll probably have to do after this round, actually, if they don't win.
Area 51's game plan should really be a little bit more aggressive. You need to be a bit unpredictable when you don't have the resources you need to have. Pushing, making teams commit, and making them commit late in the round is going to be your friend. If you have to go gun to gun like this, it's never going to work out well for you, especially if Arya knows where you are and comes strafing out for the second kill. He's got that, and A2Z still alive in the garden, 1 versus 2. And he doesn't find Lawson tucked in by the oranges. That's 5 unanswered rounds for Flaming Rainbows, and it's all stemming from those bad ecos.
Yeah, and I hope we see a save here so they could get back on track with their economy and actually get a good gun round here. But I definitely agree with what you said about how if you have to force, then you need to do something off kilter to throw your opponent off guard and, you know, push Banana or, you know, get a smoke down mid and go rush alt and then try to flank someone or something. You got to change it up. If you just play your standard positions and you're outgunned, then you're most likely going to end up losing that.
An uneducated viewer, an uninformed viewer would think that Area 51 is terrible, but they're not. It's just a product of them being in such a bad economic situation.
Exactly.
All right, so we've lost one already. Disciple's gone. It's a full save for Area 51, and we're not typically interested in money this late in the round, but I just want to show you. Ooh. I just want to show you that we're just now beginning to get back on track. With a full save for next round, we'll be able to buy. Area 51 is the we in this sentence. And then after that is when the game starts for them. It starts 7 rounds in.
And that's rough. I mean, you know, they, like you said, like we talked about, you know, when you get those, if you don't get the kills in the eco, then that's just essentially what it comes down to, especially when you're force buying, trying to catch up I mean, force buying is something that's really risky, and it can just cripple you completely even further if it fails. And we're seeing that exactly right now.
All right, so we've finally reached the juncture where we can buy safely, and the purchases are 5 rifles. I wanted to put an op in Peter's hands.
I do too. Well, no, Paulie actually has $1,000 left over, so they could have afforded it, but had they lost, I think they would have just been completely crippled once again. So I think they're still trying to buy a little light here.
It's hard to imagine. It's hard to fathom this, but Area 51 scenario right now is literally win out.
It is. I mean, like we talked about it, 6 rounds is the cutoff for terrorists on T side. Any more than this, I mean, Flaming Rainbows is going to be feeling great about it. But I mean, the way it's looking, Flaming Rainbows, their aim across the board has been completely on point. So they're looking really strong right now, and I think they'll honestly be able to pick up a couple more rounds at the very least.
Split execute on A, 3 for the apartments out the balcony. Nitro hits the entry, tries to escape the man, firing from the art side through the smoke, and Disciple sees people climbing out. He could have picked up a double. He does so much damage. There's so much chaos. They still haven't found him, and finally, he dies. But look how much damage he did, how much chaos he caused. He allowed his teammates time to rotate, and they've still got a chance. The bomb plant goes down in the site. Ari will plant it facing Moto. Peter can grab him right now. There's a flick. Peter's too weak to continue onward. Still 2 versus 1. Mo's alive with his op. We go to our number 8, who's in the pit. Looks up, has the flick, tries to no-scope, and the bullet goes wild. This defuse will award Area 51 their first round. But I think Mo might have just been robbed.
I missed the shot he tried to do on Paulie. Was it right on him or something? And
he was in the small cubby of the pit, looking up at the hood of the blue truck, and the CT was on top of the hood. So the barrel was probably touching his shin. He put the barrel right into the dude's stomach, fired, and nothing happened.
Honestly, that's the op for you. You can't really rely on it up close like that. I mean, if you never know if you're actually going to get that no scope, but. Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate, but hey, look at this. We got an op on the side of Area 51, and it's actually A2Z who's going to be wielding it, which I thought PTR would have taken care of that thing, but no.
Well, maybe he just joined today, so maybe that's not how they had this drawn up.
Well, A2Z is definitely not bad with an op. I mean, we've seen him use it, you know, more than a few times, and he is good with that gun.
He may be. He definitely is, and he's got to prove it right now. Over the boost logs, Mo's going to peek the new fence, look toward the back of the site. Nobody back there. We know that. You can see on your minimap, where I can just pull it up for you. The number 2 man's at the first oranges. We drop out of the apartments to avoid that frag nade. It's a split take with 2 man in the apartment and 3 in the banana. That's a failed smoke. This is clearly a designed B take since the bomb's over there with the 2-man lurk team. But it looks as this with this posturing that they want to get out of here.
Yeah, they threw out the nades like they were going to take B, and they're actually drawing a lot of flashes from the B players, and they do have a lurk there, and they are turning it. And look at this, the rotates from the CTs. 2 of them rotated over rotation, which we talked about earlier, and now they're going to get a free bomb plant.
They did. That footstep by Arya drew everyone over. Arya's footstep and challenging into the smoke, showing tracers, not just a decoy, made everybody on Area 51 lean toward bomb site B, displaced their defensive positions, and oh god, you see his feet. And caught everyone off guard. Paulie's the last one alive. He's over by the Moto and Arch, and surely he's dead. Nitro makes sure of it with a double on the round. Flaming Rainbows has 7.
And I just heard some muffled in-game voice right there from Area 51, and A2Z was actually commenting, why did we rotate 2 people over when they weren't even confirmed coming to B? But, you know, it's just one of those things. People, I mean, they've been going hard on B this whole game for the most part, except for a few times where they did go A. But, I mean, the majority of the rounds they've been going B, and they've been having a lot of success there. So the 2 B players might be a little frazzled and, you know, got a little nervous when they heard the footsteps and saw the nades come over and just called it too quickly. But yeah, that's what happens. You get too quick of a rotate, and it leaves one side exposed, and you're exposed to fakes as well.
Flaming Rainbows has the read on Area 51. They seem to know their habits, the way they're going to react. They're in their heads. It's so hard to overcome this financially, but it's also it's hard to overcome this because the game calling, whether it be done by Ari or someone else, it's just so on point. It's eerily on point.
It is. It's looking really good, and we're seeing a heavy B presence once again. I would imagine that they're actually going to commit to the site this time since they just did the fake, and since it is a save, I
They may
didn't
just
see
walk
they're
in.
already walking. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not getting any nade resistance, so yeah, they're just going to go in and try to get headshots.
There it is. Arya spots the man behind the fountain. Peter's back there, and through smoke, they might pick up this kill. Arya steps out to clear the smoke from his eyes, picks that up, trades out Rush, and then makes this a 4v4 with the bomb plant. There's already Pauly inside the construction, but they kind of knew that already. They'll pick up Lawson's AK-47 and try to make the best of this ugly situation. CZ and AK versus fully equipped team, and Disciple, he can't leave without getting off, but he will punish Mo.
Yeah, I mean, he does kill Mo, but that op is probably still going to be picked up by the rest of Flaming Rainbows there because they're going to exit that way, obviously, and they should be able to get away with that.
This is tough. This is tough. I'm showing you the ADR, and then I'm going to show you the TDR, or TDD in Counter-Strike, but should be another metric. It's just... there's no cross, right? There's no DNA strand sort of line graph. It's just Flaming Rainbows above Area 51, and it's stayed that way. They've just suffocated them from resources, from kills, and they've outthought them at this point.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, that start that Area 51 had, it just really, they dug themselves into a hole, and it kind of broke their spirits, and you could tell they're having issues just regaining their form and getting back into this game. And I actually last round heard ATZ trying to give the guys a pep talk saying, come on guys, we just got to calm down and play a little tighter and we should be able to get back in this. But we'll see how that does for these guys and if they make the adjustments.
Oh god.
Oh, nice.
Very nice positioning. Peter waiting, lurking for Arya to come up over the top of the boosted logs, and he captures an easy kill. Perhaps the pep talk has done some good. And, oh, Pauly. That's a communication breakdown right there. Peter knows that they had gone there before, and he still let his teammate walk back there. It still gets picked by Mo. The trade-off is probably, in most cases, in favor of the CTs. But in this case, I don't feel that way. Here comes the entrance. And they'll back it out. You can see on the mini-map that the bomb is now retreating back toward mid. Nitro will join his teammate Rush to take over bomb site A, where Disciple, A2Z, and perhaps Steno, if he chooses to move back, will wait.
Yeah, that was a good job not over-rotating. You saw he picked up that easy kill onto Arya, I believe.
We have the flank right here. Disciple's here, sprays that. He can't control his AK. Oh, A2Z just barely saves him. The bomb does get planted, and it saves the economy of the teams for at least a little longer. Mo's the last one alive, coming from a long distance away, and this round is already lost, but he'll challenge because he has the money to do so.
Yeah, they probably should have called Mo back sooner. As soon as they got into the truck side, Mo should have been on his way over because he was still in B looking for a pick. And I mean, if he did get that pick, it wouldn't have meant anything really because they're already in A site planting the bomb. So yeah, he needed to get over there a little quicker. Probably a little bit of miscommunication from those guys, but I mean, they're still up 8-2, so probably not sweating it too much.
And the bank accounts of Flaming Rainbow still looks fairly healthy, with the top numbers in the 7s range. Nades, flashbangs, smokes, ops still available to the Ts. They'll take apartments this round, including the bomb, with one hold and protect from the banana. And that's Arya manning that position. This apartment take is very intricate for Flaming Rainbows. They go through a lot of procedures, check a lot of corners, and cross-check with each other to make sure that everything's peaking correctly, everything's procedurally correct. And Area 51 is fast to drop back to the secondary, but this round it looks like there's going to be a titanic clash.
Yeah, A2Z is actually boosted on the porch, so this should be interesting to see.
No execute yet. Mo wanted the op pick, and he's probably telling his teammates, wait for my go, because I want to hit this pick. He tries the quick scope. Disciple doesn't let him get away with the second attempt. 4 versus 3, and Flaming Rainbow still has control of the bomb. They'll still try to execute on this site, but with this spray down of Arya, it looks very unlikely that anybody's going to have anything to do with bomb planting. Lawson's the last. Our number 6 is still lurking right at the brackets, looking at the arch.
And that was really just a good hold by Area 51. I mean, Flaming Rainbows got set up how they wanted to and executed how they wanted to, but, the boost... Actually, the boost wasn't even that great. It was only a 1-for-1 trade. The people who held it was, I believe it was Disciple who held the balcony. He did a good job trading out Mo, and that just kind of stopped the momentum for Flaming Rainbows. And you saw they kind of paused what they were doing, didn't continue executing, and they were trying to figure out what they want to do. And then they decided, okay, let's keep trying to take the site, and it just fell flat from there.
You saw therein was the potential for Area 51. They had such a decisive round. Their gun, or their aim was crisp. They used all their tools at their disposal. You can't help but wonder how this narrative would have unfolded if Flaming Rainbows didn't get to such a hot start.
Exactly. I mean, Area 51, like I said, they had the talent. They do have, I'm sorry, they have the talent. And I honestly thought this would be a lot more of a closer game. I mean, we do still have the rest of this half for them to shorten this gap up, but
we have a full execute coming in right now. PTR fighting with Pauly. They're holding on. Pauly gets his 2. Peter will trade his death positively. 2 alive for the T's. They're both trying to force their way into the bomb site, and while Pauly's still fighting, now dead. Excuse me, Peter's still fighting, now dead. The cleanup crew will arrive. A2Z and Disciple both hit consecutive simultaneous shots. Well, that's contradictory. Near simultaneous consecutive shots. There's 4 rounds for Area 51. They need every single one.
It's looking like the pep talk from A2Z is actually working since then. I mean, they've been winning every round. And look at this, for the first time this game, we're seeing a save coming in from Flaming Rainbow. So, I mean, Area 51 has the chance to win out here. I mean, they win this round, and then they got to deal with one more gun round.
I feel like A2Z's talk was like a very Confucian Zen sort of moment for this. Like, oh, A2Z wants us to chill. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Easy.
No problem.
Eco round for the first time for Flaming Rainbows on the T side of Inferno. It's a hard thing to fathom if you're a CT. What were you shooting at? He flicked the bush. He thought that the bush to the left of Mo or Nitro, whoever he was shooting at, was a human being. That was hard to watch, but still 4 CTs are alive, so at least they'll get a second chance at this. The bomb is down really far away, and the 2 Ts that are left are away from it. Nitro's the closest, but nobody's protecting it. I don't know that anybody knows that the bomb is down. It looked like that bomb was a drop position. Oh, good God. Arya evens it up, makes it all level. He doesn't have a gun still, and he won't go to grab it in case somebody's guarding it. He thinks that somebody's flanking him for the gun.
And that's kind of what's happening. You see Disciple is actually in the construction right now, so yeah. Ooh, sorry.
He's trying not to take damage. He needs to wait for his teammate to arrive so he has a chance to get this bomb plant down, but now that Nitro's here, and he made the mistake of throwing a flashbang to save his teammate, he's gotten very little chance of getting this bomb plant down. Disciple saves his team, really. 5 rounds for Area 51.
So Arya did good that eco round, picked up 3 kills, so that's going to be a lot of money for him. That's obviously going to be an op for Mo if they choose to, but no, actually 4 AKs being bought. So looking at their cash, if they lose this one, they will most likely still be saving. They could actually probably force. Rush and Mo are the only ones who are pretty low in terms of money. But yeah, like I said, if Area 51 can get this round, then they are back in this game.
Into Banana, and it looks like it's about to get blown up. The trade attempts are coming. A2Z still panic throwing nades, picks up a kill somehow, may have a double, stands in his own fire, and makes everybody retreat. The flank is no good. Steno gets gunned down, then Rush gets traded, the bomb gets dropped, and another. That's Lawson, 3 versus 1. Arya is the last. He knows where this bomb is, and he had to get out of that hot foot. There's the cleanup. You know what, Clay?
Great,
nades, gear, armor, it allows you to do some fun things. And Area 51 knows it. They've just been starved for so long.
Yeah, and it was great that they finally decided to go for a push because Flaming Rainbows wasn't expecting it at all. I mean, that was the first time this game that they've done something different than just hold their standard defensive positions, and it caught them completely off guard. For a second there, it looked like maybe Flaming Rainbows was going to kind of endure, but yeah, Area 51 just kept the pressure on. You saw the flank come from mid, and they couldn't do anything about it. And we do see the force buy coming out, and it's going to be, it's a good buy. They could do work with what they have.
2 rounds in a row pushing, and perhaps a bit too predictable for a team experienced like Flaming Rainbows. They force PTR back to the site. He'll call for a single rotate. Now, both bomb sites are spread apart. There's no controlling support player in between to swing, so they're just 2 silos, 2 teams of 2. It's going to be 2 versus 5 no matter what happens.
Yeah, an unfortunate draw from Pauly right there. And look at this PTR. He's in the back of B site, and he's actually lit as well. So Flaming Rainbows, I mean, they got the clear advantage going into this. We do have two incendiaries over at B. No, sorry, one incendiary over at B. I thought it was A2Z who was over there as well. So one incendiary at B, I mean, that could delay them a little bit if they go for this rush, but I don't know if it will be enough to stop those guys.
No, here's the full commitment. PTR's flash, he's got an op to his name, and it can do so much damage if he can just hit the one. He's shot too late. The CTs have yet to identify exactly how to save PTR. They won't. He's stuck behind some... Wow. There was nothing he could do. He needed to hit the first one, and he waited so long to fire the first shot.
Yeah,
now,
he let 3 Ts go by, and it just kind of... I mean, once you don't have confidence in your shot with the op, then you're probably not going to hit it.
Well, Mo's plenty confident in his shot. He's got a double there. He ends the half 9-6 in the way you didn't see coming, the T side. The switch will signal the start of the second half. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. It's an odd start to a bracket elimination game. Well, it's not official elimination because this, this is the upper bracket. But what is on the line tonight? A guaranteed spot in CEVO P. So you could imagine it feels as if they're in an elimination game.
Yeah, it certainly does. And, you know, like you said, we saw a pretty rough start for Area 51. They started getting it together towards the end of that half, and they finished with 9-6, which normally you expect 9-6 to be CT side, 9-6. But they were on the other end of that. I mean, so I wouldn't say they're completely out of this. They're just going to have a harder time going into it. And pistol round for these guys is going to be key. If they don't get the pistol round, then it's most likely going to be the end of the... Well, it's most likely going to be the journey to the lower bracket for them. Well, no, they still got 2 more maps. What am I talking about?
We had one player drop out. Who was that?
Gabe sub?
Bot Gabe sub?
It looks like Nitro.
Yeah, it is.
Let me check the back end and see if anything's going on there.
Partners over game servers and CSGO Lounge while we're at it. And if you didn't hear earlier, signups for Season 5 are fast closing. Get your team signed up. Get everybody signed up because preseason's already underway. You've got less than a week to go before the start of the regular season. Week 1, I believe, is Dust 2. Get ready for that one.
Okay, nothing in the back end regarding the drop scenario. So maybe he just had to restart or something. But I would imagine he's going to be coming in soon.
Good. Well, here's the thing. If we don't see any like words of panic, then it means that we're all good.
Yeah, exactly.
So much to think. Oh my god, eyelids. Sorry, what? Hold on.
What's that?
Eyelids. I didn't know that these player models had eyelids.
The player models have eyelids?
I just flew inside of Peter's head. And, okay, they're killing everybody.
That's detail. Alright, Nitro's in and we're readied up.
Our restarts are coming, and that means we finish up this map now. This pistol round could not be more critical for Area 51. Are you ready, Area 51? Have you steeled yourself? Is your metal tested? Well, it's about to be.
Pauly's AFK.
That's okay, a good way to start your pro placement tournament. Decoy up mid, and a one-tap USP attempt doesn't go the way Mo had planned it, but he's still alive, and oftentimes when you do that attempt, that one USP tap, you just kind of feel like you're waiting to get headshot.
Yeah, it never works out for me. I always get gushed from T-stairs, and I'm like, what's going on here?
We got Pauly, who was AFK, to flank, be the anchor, move into the apartments and establish position. None of the Flaming Rainbows players has taken up residence inside the apartment. They'll surrender that map position and be close to their fallback positions in case they need to fall back.
So they have 2 smokes and 3 flashes. I'm assuming they're going to do a smoke towards truck or arch. Looks like towards truck.
Steno's smoke is intended for right side mid. They may rush out and challenge most sprint. Oh, denied!
That's the hard hand in your face. No.
Absolutely not. The decoy doesn't make anyone flick. It was a bit too obvious. They've damaged Mo. He's dropped back, but he's still got that huge grin on his face. Like, I know you're embarrassed. I know you're embarrassed. He wanted more headshots. Probably wouldn't allow it. The trades are even 4 versus 4, and no T's have taken the side just yet because Nitro is still fighting for it. He's done plenty of damage, knocked down 2, and Flaming Rainbows is turning this round around. That's not what can happen for Area 51. If they have any chance of winning this one, they need to turn it into a 2-on-2, which they do. Lawson and Rush have arrived on the scene. Both from Moto. Is he ahead? And this is asking for a headshot. It's going to be really, really tough to hang on here. A2Z's down. Now it's Pauly versus Pauly to the rescue, perhaps. He's defusing Pauly. Oh, he saves the round with a double! Did Rush not have a kit?
He did not. He couldn't have. That was way too long to be defusing with a kit and not get the bomb. Which is just unfortunate because he had plenty of time. Let me see Rush's position. Yeah, from what I saw, most of them bought armor, so that's unfortunate. Wow.
Mind blown.
Oh man. Yeah, I understand his patience and wanting to just line up the shot and kill the first guy, but had there been a kit, that would have been just such a rain on your parade.
Pauly, when you need consistency, you may not want Pauly. You may want like an AZK or something like that. But when you want the delivery man to absolutely drop your next day package right on your doorstep, Pauly's gonna do that for you.
Yeah, he came through huge. We talked about how big that pistol round was for these guys, and they do pick up this eco round. So I mean, look at this. We do see some nades being picked up from Flaming Rainbows. I'm sure they won't really do much because I would assume Area 51 is disciplined enough to know they got to watch out for pre-nades. But yeah, I mean, they should be able to pick up this round as well, and that's going to tie the game for them.
Assuming that there's going to be pushes, nades get thrown into the balcony windows or the window room, and the trades are on. Flaming Rainbows 2 rounds in a row have pushed out, and 2 rounds in a row have been gunned down, with the exception of now, where Arya has a chance to do something with the bomb in his favor, in the position that Area 51's uncomfortable with. Look at this. He's not guarding the bomb. He thinks that they're going to be playing a cat and mouse game, and he just ignored it. He's going to walk all the way around.
I like this. He knows they got to go get the bomb, and they're going to be looking for him. So, I mean, he's going to come up with a huge flank right here.
Now it's a one-on-one. Arya has full HP. Peter has 1 shot to give. Peter runs to the site. No doubt to plant. It's not going to be. Oh my god. Look at this game sense. This is absurd.
Huge read from Arya right here.
This is absolutely absurd. This game sense is unbelievable. If he gets the shot off, and he lost, Peter had lucked out so much.
Oh my goodness.
Arya has no idea now. Well, he does seem to have some idea.
That's in an interesting spot.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is so nerve-wracking. Arya, the last man alive in the pit, looks up, sees Peter, flicks up, his bullets were just wide. He's not going to be able to defuse. He tries to spam in vain. Peter has lucked out just by the skin of his teeth, but still a gun save for Flaming Rainbows.
Very, very well played by Peter right there. He had the peek and he had the sense enough to not fire. I'm just gonna duck back into here, and then he saw Arya go for that jump and immediately ran away from him. And from there on out, he knew, okay, I got it. The time is running down. He's not gonna have enough time to defuse unless he has a kit, but he didn't. And wow, that was just
I can't even tell. Is that game sense or is that I'm gonna save this rifle and then after that he was like, oh, he's right here.
No, I mean Peter had definite game sense right there in playing cat and mouse right there, but I mean Arya had incredible game sense as well to, you know, be like, I'm gonna go B even though he obviously just sprinted to, I mean, go A even though he obviously sprinted to B.
An attempt to trade. Never mind, Rush doesn't need to be traded. He's got 15 HP because A2Z was just a little bit too long in his spray. A2Z's having a rough go of it. He's 9 and 17 at this moment.
Yeah, that's surprising. A2Z is usually one of the top fraggers for Area 51. So I mean, if he was on fire, on point right now, this would probably be a completely different game as well.
Absolutely true. unfortunately, it's just never going to be the case. Not when the odds are so stacked against you and you've just taken over the harder side of the map. It's a 3-man hold. 4 mid, and then a late execute on B to use their numbers to overwhelm the bomb site. They know if they concentrate their efforts, they'll have a man advantage. They'll have to hit that first entry, and they cannot afford to lose a single man. If Lawson makes the play, which I think he's about to, he was blind just barely in time. Now he'll try to hit a counter flash. Disciple with his forearm raised cannot identify the attacker's location. This means this round's pretty much over unless we see some heroics. A double for Lawson, who's also been struggling and just redeemed himself with a triple on the round. He's got 12 now.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. I mean, they knew one was at the CT side because when they entered and they threw their flashes, he peeked out and sprayed at him and then went back. And they even had a smoke, which they threw, and then Lawson kind of went without it popping, so that was kind of a mistake as well. But I think what happened there was just the lack of them being able to hit their entries at the start. You saw, sorry, I think it was PTR tried to enter in the bomb. I'm freaking losing it here. In the B bomb site, and we saw Rush actually traded him out right there. And then they had another entry try to go on at A, and that failed as well. And then when you're down 5-3, it's just really hard to come back from that.
Arya has to know. You hear those footsteps, and he sprayed down the man who was trying to flank him. No eco round success found for Area 51. They sort of threw it away, but I guess when you're pushed into advanced positions and people are picking down mid with AKs and Arya's in your face in the apartments, there's not a whole lot to do. Area 51 now has a gun round, but they are just now picking up an op.
Yeah, and this time it's being wielded on PTR, who we're looking to see use the op at the start of this game, but we didn't. So this should be interesting to see.
Could Area 51 mount the comeback if they had bot Gabe?
If they had bot Gabe, definitely.
Definitely. Oh, no! Utter rejection. Mo founds... Oh, my God. Peter must be so mad at this point.
The bomb is stuck.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was in the haystack at T stairs.
Oh, the bomb is lost.
And they can't get to it. Oh, he got it.
We're good. Okay. We're not good.
Yeah, I thought they fixed that, so that can't really happen anymore, so... Oh, man. But yeah, wow.
Crushing defeat in that round.
They had everything they wanted. Flaming Rainbow still just playing with reckless abandonment, going for the yellow peaks, and I mean their shots are just on point. They're hitting it, and there's nothing that Area 51 could do about that. I mean the only thing you could do is counter flash it or hit your shot in return, but that's not happening.
Peter and Mo exchanging words. Yeah, it was a total accident, but I'm not going to apologize for it. You just got wrecked. You got served. Set smoke for Area 51. They will try to make something of this eco round. They'll pop a smoke, and then Arya sees that man with a bomb in the apartments. You need to turn around here, Peter. And he still gets gunned down. No kills registered for the Area 51 squad until Steno joins the fray. He's left with 2 HP, and Arya still fighting in the apartments. Will make mincemeat of this team. Steno has a gun. That's a nice little woohoo party favor, but he's almost.
Do they know he's in CT spot?
He's almost certainly dead.
Well, now they know. Yeah, I mean, 2 health, trying to save this with 50 seconds left, not going to happen.
Mo waited, caught his elbow, 13-9's your scoreline. Flaming Rainbows is closing in on that final few points.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate. I mean, Area 51 got the pistol. They did what they needed to do early. Unfortunately, they just fell short on the gun round, which they really needed to get that. And now it looks like this map is just falling out of their reach.
Yeah, it's pretty much done. But, we've talked to plenty of teams, plenty of in-game leaders. They've just told us you cannot think that way. You have to play round to round. You have to be ready to win and try to win every single game. You can't mentally check out, is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely agree with that.
Arya will knock down A2Z for not checking the most checkpoint in probably all of Inferno. The sandbags at the top of the banana. Perhaps because it was just a bit too obvious. 1 versus 2, PTR is wounded, but he's got a chance. He's got the bomb, he'll run toward A, then fake and come back toward the banana in hopes, against all hopes, that Arya would be peeking. Nitro was the one that peeked. He's got 14-9 for this scoreline.
Yep, and still getting the aggro peaks, but they just don't have the economy right now to support the tools that they need. Well, I mean, the biggest tool to stop aggro peaks like that is an op. You just get an op, sit on that spot, and wait for him to peak, and then you get the kill, and then you take advantage of that site. But they don't have the money for that, so I mean, what they need to do instead is get some nice timed flashes to flash these guys as they're about to come out and trade out the kill. But still just having issues with that.
Default for AR-51. They'll move to control the apartments and then determine what exactly they do afterwards. They've had so much difficulty getting past RA, who's been pushed every single round, and he plays with no fear in this spot.
Yeah, I mean, this is a spot he's really comfortable in. Oh my goodness.
But Peter's been caught there before, and he was one of the victims of RA. He was ready this time.
Yeah, when you see someone, when you get caught by someone in the dark bedroom, then you just know, I got to look at this every single time, and then you don't let it get out of your sight, and then you'll eventually get the guy when he goes back there, and that's exactly what happened.
Set smokes are in. PTR wants to execute, and they've just juked Mo's crosshair. He didn't fire the first time, and on the second go around, Pauly comes back out confident that he was clear. He was not clear. Wow. Sprayed through. Nitro claims 2, all piercing. Disciple is left alone versus 4. And the tie point is achieved. Flaming Rainbows is at 15. We're probably going to map 2 to train with a Flaming Rainbows win.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like you got to be a little worried going into that because this is the map that you chose. So you felt like you had the advantage going into this map, and now you got to go into Train, which is the map that Flaming Rainbows chose, and you saw how good they did against Savage last night, or you most likely heard about it. So if you're Area 51, I think you got to be a little bit worried going into this.
Train last night, no train experience, not a whole lot of chemistry with your team, and you're not off to a hot start. You've got not a whole lot in your favor. But still, you must soldier on because there's not much of a future left for you. You've got a chance to go to the lower bracket and salvage your CEVO P season, but you'd like to have it done today.
Yeah, I mean, definitely agree. You want to just get out there and don't have to worry about playing anymore. Sorry, I just saw the comment from one of the guys in the game, but I won't address it. But yeah. Unfortunately, they lose the first map, but it's not over yet. I mean, if they have a good showing in Train, they seem like they're getting back on track. A2Z getting some kills and getting a little bit, warmed up there in this game. So maybe we'll see a better performance coming into Train.